silver solder. I welded all those pipes going on the condominiums on the beach, and then I became a service tech. Well, I've been doing it. I worked in the Middle East, Iraq for 7 years, and Afghanistan for 1 year, repairing and installing air conditioning. So I must have been doing something right. Uh, I messed up in my life, lost the money I made from working in the Middle East, bought a house and some motorcycles, lost it all. Ended up selling it. I gave the person I was with half, and I took half. Then I went on a drunk for 6 months and spent it all. So now all I live on is a small Social Security pension, no military pension or nothing like that. Let's get on with the video here. The part that I'm talking about is if you decide to live near the ocean or the beach or whatever you want to call it, you got to remember the cost. For example, if you have an air conditioning unit and the fan motor goes bad, normally the tech will take some penetrating oil, some sandpaper, clean the shaft, and maybe use a crescent wrench and loosen the nut and turn it back and forth, left and right, back and forth, and eventually get the fan blade out. If you're on the beach, it ain't coming out. It's welded with rust. So you're going to have to replace the motor and the fan blade. You're not going to get the fan blade out. Once that thing's set up there for a couple, 3, 4 years, it's history. Plus, the units are going to rust out. The cabinets are going to rust out. So if the air conditioner inland will last 10 years, by the ocean, you'd be lucky if you get 4 or 5 years. So you're cutting the life expectancy of your air conditioner in half. That's not just your air conditioner, that's everything. That salt water destroys everything. I bought a propane gas dual burner stove here in the Philippines, and I live right across from the Pacific Ocean. I can throw a rock in, uh, what, less than 100 foot away. I can hit the Pacific Ocean. Here's the Pacific. There it is, right in my front. That's the Pacific Ocean. So I'm suffering from that too. My weights, you look at, I've grinded and painted them down numerous times. They all rust out. Everything rust out. And the dual burner stove I have, they told me to come take a look at it and fix it because the burner fell off the bracket. And I said, there's nothing to fix. The bracket is all gone. It's rusted away completely. So stuff inland that would last by the beach and ocean, it just rusts. It's constant maintenance. It's just a big headache. If you want to live near the ocean, you have to pay extra. And it's honestly a big headache. Everything is constantly, because you have the salt water in the air, everything rusts. That includes your motorcycles, your cars, everything. And if you're inland, you don't have that problem unless you're living like in a snow place like in America, where they put salt on the roads to melt the ice. Then the under body of your car and stuff's going to rust out. But, that's just things to do. And if you ever been to the Florida Everglades or something like that, and you're walking in the swamps, and all of a sudden you're getting destroyed by mosquitoes, or worse yet, Everglades City, uh, mosquito capital of the world. If you have no mosquito repellent, nothing else, and you're getting eaten alive, the mud from the ground, if you put it around your body, rub it on your face, your arms, your legs, whatever, that will hide your scent, and you won't get bit as often by mosquitoes. Most of my work was from Bonita Springs, Florida, Naples, Florida, occasionally Fort Myers, Florida, Everglades City. It's where I did most of my AC repair work. And that's what I can tell you about the ocean. A lot of those condominiums on the ocean, that people get to look out their window at the ocean, but they're buying air conditionings all the time because they rust out. Or the people that have houses near the ocean, everything's just rusting out. So you want the beauty of the ocean, you get it. But then you better have a big, big maintenance budget because everything is going to rust out half the time it would if you were living inland away from the ocean. My suggestion is get in your car, your motorcycle, drive, look at the ocean, spend a day at the ocean, go live inland, don't live near the ocean. Unless you're rich and you don't mind buying a new air conditioner every condensing unit every 3 or 4 years, then no matter. Live right on the ocean, build a house on top of the ocean, whatever. Not everybody's rich, so take it from a grain of salt. Yeah. So being old like I am, I'm surprised I made it this long. When everybody said I wouldn't, all the people that said I wouldn't, they're long gone. I'm still here. Must be a purpose why I'm here. Being retired, no longer having those paychecks coming in and just a small monthly pension. Uh, Not easy, but it's a lot easier in the Philippines than America. America, I would be living under the bridge in the forest. 100%, I could not afford to pay rent and live in America. That's why I had a small 401k, cashed it out, and came to the Philippines to live in 2019, September. You have to think about those things, people. Of course, I love America. I'm American. I would never say I don't love America. The country I was born in, I love it. But I can't afford to live in it, and that's a shame. I served the country for 3.5 years. I was in the infantry for the U.S. Army. I worked 7 years in Iraq and 1 year in Afghanistan for the U.S. military. No military pension, though. But I served my time. I was in combat zones for 8 years. It's a shame. If I would have done better with my finances, had a better job or whatever, I could still be living in America. But then again, I lived in a low rent district when I left America. My place was robbed where I was living, renting, trailer, double wide, 8 times in a year and a half by crackheads, meth heads. They knocked the doors down, broke the windows, took everything I owned. And when there was nothing left to take, they'd still break in. Take the peanut butter off the counter or my cigarettes from the counter, whatever. I get tired of it. So I cashed out my 401k and here I am. I've been coming to the Philippines when I was working in Iraq and Afghanistan. I started coming to the Philippines in 2005 and I lived here. When I would do work for 4 months and then they'd send you anywhere in the world. I worked for KBR for 7 years and Floor Daniels for 1 year. They would fly you anywhere in the world you wanted to, but you had to go take a vacation for 2 weeks every 4 months. And I always came to the Philippines. I had nothing back home in the States. My marriage was, I don't know what you call it, it was failed. Anyway, so here I am. I've been permanently living here since 2019. Before, I'd be here every 2 weeks at 4 month intervals when I was working in the Middle East. And is life perfect? No, of course not. Is it better than what it would be if I was living in the U.S.? Of course it is. I have a roof over my head, food to eat, and we have rainy seasons and it's hot here, but yeah, you get used to it. Brownouts, you don't get used to, but eh, nothing's perfect anywhere in the world. I have a backup generator. If it goes out too long, I can crank the generator up. You do the best of what you got. You know, nothing ever is perfect. if you're looking for perfect, good luck if you ever find it. The people around me are good. Filipino people are good people. They party a little bit too much. I was supposed to have a guy help me with my building my welding table. I ended up doing myself because promised he'd be there 8 in the morning, and it's fiesta mode. He went out partying at some friend's house or whatever. It never even showed up. That only happens in fiesta mode. When fiesta's over, then you'll see the fishing boats out there fishing and everything. But the culture is when the fiesta comes, it's party mode. Still have your workers and stuff, but everybody wants to go visit different families, drink, eat, celebrate. And, fiesta might only be 2 days in one barangay. Then it goes to the other and the other and other. Stuff seems like it goes on for 5 or 6 months. Some people, that's all they do is they travel from one fiesta to the other. And then once the fiesta's over, everybody's back to work. Fishermen are fishing. Uh, People, they say they come 8 in the morning, they'll be there 8 or 9. Remember, Filipino time, nobody owns a watch. So if you want somebody to be there 8 o'clock, give them till 10 o'clock. I used to tell them, if you say 8 o'clock, I'll give you 15 minutes. If uh, past that, I'll go get somebody else. So that got them over there in time. But during the fiesta, they don't care. They'd rather go party than work. And but after the fiesta, like I said, everything goes back to normal. So if you were going to come to the Philippines, it's a different life. People are great, but you got to remember the fiesta. You're not going to experience that too much in the city, in the big city. More fiesta is in the provinces and stuff like that, where the families will support the children. And the children could be 18, 20, 21 years old. Maybe they're still living at home if they don't have their own family. And their family are feeding them, they can go party till the fiesta's over. A lot of them do that. They'll go from one barangay to the other and party. And it's a big thing, cultural thing here is fiesta. Some places they'll set up rides for the kids, sell stuff at the fiesta, and then families go visit and they cook and drink and celebrate for 2 days, and then another fiesta pops up. Like here by Albert, they had rides, and the ride started about a week before the fiesta even came. But then a day or two after the fiesta, they tear the rides down and they go to another place, another barangay. So it's really fiesta oriented, and that's part of the culture. So accept it or not, it's going to happen. So learn to live with it and do the best you can. I'm not a big fan of the fiesta, but it's not my country, so you just learn to accept it. And I'm coming near the end of this video. I'll go ahead and make a short, and then I'll do a link to bring you to this one. I'll just say, living in the Philippines at 68. I'll say 68 because I'll be there in 2 months this August. And it's not an easy thing to do, but it's much better than the U.S. Unfortunately, the U.S., the rents are so high, the cost of living's high, car insurance, car payments, whatever. It just, you would have no money to buy food or live. If you made good decisions and stuff like that, then you would have no problem. But I guess I didn't make good financial choices, and so for me, I would if I lived in the U.S. now, I would be suffering badly. Not everybody. Some people invested their money, and when they retire, they're doing. That's not everybody, though, people. And I was one of the people that was not doing good. So after being broken into 8 times, and I got tired of it, and I decided to leave. Plus, in the U.S., when I entered my home after work, I was the only one in the neighborhood working. Everybody else, drug addicts, I would clear the room in the house. If I had a SIG P320 or a Glock 22, I would clear the rooms in the house. 3 bedroom, 2 bath. I would go in and clear every bedroom and every bathroom in the house. Make sure nobody was in the house. And I would do that from the time I walked in until I relocked the door. That bad, people. That bad. Philippines, I don't even have a weapon anymore. And people don't bother me to say. Of course, if you're in the big city, nobody knows anybody. But in the province, everybody knows everybody. So you got people trying to steal and stuff. Somebody's going to know, and they're going to be in trouble. The barangay captain or the police will get rid of that person, throw him out, tell him to leave the province. So it's in the province that way. It's good. People look out for each other. Okay, I'm hoping some of this is useful. It's pretty much blah blah blah. So everybody, you have a great day and take care.